This, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have backups. Luckily, this is a fairly quick one to fix. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to, since it sounds like our live streaming crews are good to go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the July, that's what month we're in, right? July 2022 General Staff Meeting for Minecraft Rapid Transit. We have some exciting stuff that we're going to be doing today, including our first round of approving conductors. So that's very exciting. I will be appearing in just a second because I had to pull a backup of the votes because apparently people were messing with the button or somehow it broke. And we can't have that happening now, can we? So if you'll bear with me for just a second to install the votes, and then we'll get going. So the way that this is going to work is as follows. So we received 27 applications for conductor, which is pretty sweet. And we really appreciate everyone taking the time to apply. There were, as a lot of you can tell by looking at the list, lots of great candidates putting their names forward. So we're oh, I see what the problem is. Someone decided to move the lever. Anyway, so we're excited to go through our voting process here. Again, so 21 applications were received. The voting process is going to work the exact same as it typically does for mods. So what that means is, and sorry, okay. So what that means is all staff members have been able to vote up until now, just in order to make things a little bit smoother. Staff can vote yes, neutral, or no, or abstain. It is, so there were 15 ballots received, and you all can play the game of guess which staff member didn't vote, but it'll become very obvious in just a minute here. I can now remove that sign. Anyway, so 15 ballots received. It is 8 yes votes to pass, and 3 no votes is enough to block, regardless of the number of yes votes received. Just in case people were looking at the original Discord post and wondering why are there 21 and not 22, there was one veto that was issued after the application period closed. So thank you once again to everybody who applied. I think without too much additional fanfare, I think we can go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I have the magical button in front of me, and I will be we will basically be going through the conductor candidates in the order that they're showing up on the board here, bottom to top. I'll press the button. That'll reveal the initial ballot, and then that'll open a quick period of discussion. If any staff members want to change their votes, this is their opportunity to do so. And then we will finalize the ballot, and that'll be it. So I think without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Our first conductor candidate. Oh, and Dinty, I see you in the thing. You can straight become a speaker. Okay, so our first conductor candidate is London Thameslink. And the vote for London, or the initial ballot for London, came in as follows. So for those looking, that is 3 yes votes, 12 neutral votes, and 1 did not vote. James, of course it was Tom. Okay, so the yes votes, those came from Sinra, Empolo, and Skelly, and the neutrals were for everybody else. So I'll open this for any discussion since it seems like all three of the yes votes are here. So open this up
Hi,
for discussion
hello.
if anyone has any comments you want to make.
I think that London be able to handle everything that comes with conductor. I don't have any issues with that. Like from a raw reading of what conductor is supposed to be and knowing London, I think it would be just fine.
London was one of the people I actually thought of who I thought would be a good fit for this role. I think we're not talking about moderator. I'm not sure about moderator, but I think London would make a fine conductor. Like, he's attentive to other people. I see him even going around and offering guests, or not guests, offering members and citizens, if they want trustee stuff like ice and water before leaving. And I know that's not a huge thing, but that still shows to me that he's willing to help out other people, and it's why I think he would be a good conductor.
Any other comments from anybody?
For me. Yeah, it's pretty the same for me. I think he's a great guy. He likes to help others. I don't have any like proofs of this right now, but for the interaction I've had with him in the last 2 years, he's a great guy. He helped me a lot sometimes, and I know he's done the same for others. So I thought he was a great guy for a conductor.
I guess the neutrals should speak up now. There are not that many staff members here, so this might be a bit.
Yeah, I don't imagine there's going to be a whole lot of things changing for votes.
Go ahead, Vicky.
The reason why I voted neutral is I considered his application a little bit on the weak side. Like, I have it open up right now, but none of the things he listed, like giving water as trustee counselor perks, like I just don't see with his application why he would need conductor to do any of those things.
Well, to the contrary, as I said, I know it's not much, but it shows that he's actually attentive to other people, like that he really does care about what other people, he really does care to do little things like that for other people. To me, I know that it doesn't look that great based off the application, but from my first-hand perspective, it shows me that he's prepared for this. He may not be like going around and doing big things, but it doesn't have to be about doing big things for other people. It just has to be about doing little things and being attentive.
I guess I'll chime in. I was on the fence. Based on what I'm hearing from the people who are voting for, I am willing to change my vote to 4, so I'm going to do that right now.
I'm also changing mine over.
Okay, but it's not going to make a difference, though, unfortunately.
Inti's also changing.
I could change. I think I was convinced by the people who voted for. I was on the fence too, whether to vote for or neutral.
And unfortunately, no one else who is here voted. Like, if one other of these neutrals switched, then that would cause a promotion. But all these other neutrals, none of them are here. So I'm going to ping staff.
Well, we shouldn't be trying to push this. Like, if
if
this is the result, then that's the result. I don't want to try to.
No, for sure. I mean, I think Yeah. Okay. So it seems like that is by a very thin margin, that is a no, with a vote of 7-8-0, with one not voting.
Okay.
So, sorry, London, so close.
One
And just-
NVR.
Yeah. And
But
just a reminder to conductor candidates, if for whatever reason you are not successful in getting conductor today, you can reapply as of the October GSM. Okay, next up is Kitty Cat 11231. And out of the ballots received, here was the vote.
Chief showed me this one a little earlier, and you'll see. Yeah,
You'll notice that it is 14 votes yes and 1 vote neutral.
That seems pretty convincing to me.
Yeah.
do I need to explain myself?
Given that you're the odd one out, if you would like to.
Okay. My concern about Kitty is, yes, he knows his world edit and all that. I'm not entirely convinced of whether he would be using these powers to help others most of the time, or maybe just build intra-rail and other things. It is not a veto, though. So if the rest of staff think that Kitty is a good fit for the position, then by all means.
Yeah,
I would
do.
say, I mean, there is like, for me, it wasn't enough to change my foot to neutral. For me, I think, one, even if he did mostly do intra-rail, that's still good for the community as a whole. Because people without a lot of homes or people who can't teleport do use rail to get around a lot.
Okay. I don't think we should waste any more time. We can.
Yeah, no, I think we can certify that. I think we'll call that one done. So that is a yes. So congratulations, Kitty. Next up is Lego. And we'll set ranks after this is all done. Lego's vote came in like this. So this one's a little bit more varied. The ballots on this one were 5 yes, 9 neutral, and 1 no.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with what Dinty said. They haven't really been around enough for me to want to put them at conductor. But that's not a deal breaker. Maybe in the future if they keep being active. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I was a neutral on this one too.
I was on the line, so I just sort of went more permissive than the opposite for this one, but I'm pretty on the fence.
It feels like it's been longer. So that's why I voted for. It feels like it's been longer. I've gotten to know Lego a lot, and they seem pretty good. She seems pretty good.
I'm along with Vicky's line of thinking there.
Anyone want to change your votes? Going once. Going twice. Sold. That is going to be a no. Next up is Fred. All right, Fred's vote is similar in numbers, just a couple people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, similar numbers. A couple people moving around. 6 yes, 9 neutral, none against.
No,
Elite, elite, pay attention.
my comment on Fred is just knowing him for a long time. I think he genuinely wants to help people, so that is why I voted for. I am curious about the neutral votes.
Yeah. Well, and I think I was originally a neutral, but then kind of after hanging out
I
with
just
Fred, and
accidentally
especially,
closed Minecraft.
oops. Anyway, so after hanging out with Fred, and especially after the couple rounds of games, I'm going to change over actually to a yes.
Has Fred been getting more active recently?
Yeah.
Very
I feel like
recently.
he's been very active.
I guess the question comes down to do you think Fred's going to stick around if he's going to stay active? I think that's more of a question for
I
him.
think he could. Yeah, Dinty,
Yes,
that's
since
true. I'm
yeah,
willing
since,
to swap.
Okay.
okay.
Skelly switches to a yes.
I was just gonna say Fred may not have been the most active in like for a period of time, but since Fred has been more active, and Fred is one of those members that we've had a lot of experience with, I'm very happy to vote yes for this.
Yeah.
But I was already a yes, so
Okay, any other comments or vote changes that anyone wants to do? Going once. Going twice. Okay, sold. Zoj is next.
Is it Zoj or Zuaj?
Or
It's
Zuaj?
Zuoj. Z-U-O-J. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, can you change mine to neutral? I think I meant to vote neutral.
Okay. Yep. So with that swap, that is 5 yes, 7 neutral, and 3 no. So that is enough to block. So even with a couple of swaps over to yes, those no votes would have to get reduced.
And 2 of them are not here. Those no votes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm generally favorable because I think that that Swoja has been, definitely a newer member, but like clearly trying to get involved and help out. And it seems like there is good knowledge of world edit given the couple of world edits that I've done. So it's the kind of thing that seems very enthusiastic about wanting to help out.
Yeah, I concur, Chief. I found him to be, out of all the candidates, I found him to be one of the more friendlier ones that stood out, even though
Yeah.
he hasn't been on for a while. I am very curious about those against votes. There must be I feel like there must be a good reason. I don't know if, yeah, Skelly's providing details now.
Yeah, Skelly, he's been very active lately. So, I mean, one of the newer members for sure, but
Skelly's changing to neutral, so
Yep.
we can fix that.
and Polo changes from a neutral to a yes.
and considering
I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to change mine back to yes.
yeah, considering that multiple people have changed to yes, I think I will as well for this one.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is 9 yes votes, 4 neutral votes, 2 against.
Well, that's enough to get promoted.
Yeah, that that overcomes that. So there you go. Okay. Any other comments or vote changes? Hearing none. Next up is Sans. So the Sans vote will start at 9 yes and 6 neutral.
For me, I voted for, obviously. I feel that Sans is a very big part of the community. He's been around for a long time. I've gotten to know him well, and I think he's worthy of the raid.
I guess one of the reasons why I vote neutral is I'm not sure if just like Kitty, I'm not sure if I've seen Sans be helpful or be friendly, maybe, but I'm just trying to think of instances where he's trying to assist other people. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a fair fair point.
It's
Any
very possible I
other-
may have not seen it, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah, true. Any other comments or vote changes? Going once. Going twice. Okay, that is certified at 9601. Okay, Ox 10 is next. For those who are not particularly fast counters, that is 8 yes votes and 7 neutral.
Anyone here voted neutral? Because I'm curious if there's any reason we would want to vote neutral.
Inti, M. Polo, and Skelly of the people here voted neutral.
Yeah, activity again, although again, I might be wrong about that. I think most of my neutral votes are on the grounds of activity, actually.
It feels like Ox has been very active, but I'm very willing to be proven wrong about that.
Well, if a candidate suddenly doesn't become active, then we can always demote them later with no real consequence. So
Okay, yeah, Dinty and M. Polo say haven't really interacted with Ox to know whether they do a good job.
that's a fair criticism.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, well, 870, that does pass. So, any other comments or changes before we certify that? Oh no, you broke it! Since you broke the board. Okay.
Ruined it.
Okay, hearing none, we're gonna call that done. Next up will be time to make my move. The first candidate that got yes votes from all 4 admins. Okay, so this one is a 9 yes, 5 neutral, 1 no. HVT voted no. I'm curious to understand why. Any comments?
Time's been around for a while. I will say I was on the fence a little bit because Time is not the. I think you'll know this. Like he's not the most congenial person to be around. If that makes sense. But I think he can do the job.
That's
Yeah, I
fair.
agree.
I'm still not confident enough to vote for. I was like on a similar line, but for me that's neutral.
Okay. Any other comments about changes? Seems like this is pretty much set, so we can go ahead and certify this. Going once. Going twice. Certified. That is a pass. At 9-5. All right. Next up will be Yoshi. Got almost universal support. This one is 13 yes votes and 2 neutrals.
I'm not going to veto, but I do have a strong opinion about this. Yoshi, while Yoshi was moderate admin, and to be fair, we did allow him to not do world edits that much because he was focused on running events. But based on that, since this position is just about world edit, that hasn't really demonstrated to me that he'd be doing that all the time. Does that make sense? Like I'm just basing this on history.
Yeah, and that's a fair move. Especially given that, well, also back in 2012, that was literally the whole basis for Elite. I did not say it's certified yet, but that was the whole basis for certifying or for demoting him off of staff at that time. That said, I do think that I mean, I know that Yoshi's that yes, that there are the events that Yoshi's running, but I do think that all of what he's doing does kind of go back to a community service kind of thing. So I do think that, yeah.
What I worry about is if someone asks for a world edit and Yoshi is available, but he might just decide to just work on events instead.
Yeah, and that's I think that that is a legitimate concern. Yoshi, I would hope that, given that it looks like you're about to go through here, that you do help other people out as well, in addition to your event setup. Which I know that the big scale Yoshi events that have happened in the past, that those are happening far less often. So okay. Any other comments or vote changes? Looks like we did have a vote change. And this is this is looking like a
Yeah,
12-3.
I don't really plan on changing my vote. Although I do consider
Oh.
Yoshi to be a friend, so I'm happy to see him get conductor.
Oh no, 11-4 is the tally here. Okay. Hearing none, we'll call that good. Next up is PerCat 2010.
Oh wow.
Literally no yes votes. This one came in with 8 neutral votes and 7 no votes. I'm kind of like Dinty's vote on Lego for activity. For my no vote, PerCat I have not really seen on all that much, and so it's it's definitely the kind of thing of activity is important.
Dinty's saying that this is probably the first time their world ed knowledge wasn't that good, which is the first time we've seen this in the candidate so far. Dinty, can you be more specific about that, perhaps? Like, what exactly did they not know what to do? While we're waiting for Dinty's answer, we're just watching people argue. Oh, here we go.
Well, with PerCat,
Sorry, you go ahead.
with PerCat, he's active. They're active on Discord, but not necessarily in game, from what I've seen. So
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, what I was going to say, Dinty, it sounds like they didn't provide direct world edit commands. They just basically told you copy and paste this as many times in a very vague, general way, right? That sound about right? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good enough to say no there.
So do you want
You
to
gonna-
change your vote?
Well, if I change my vote, it's a veto. But
No,
Like
because
it's-
I'm. You and I have a difference between a no and a veto.
that's true. No, I'll keep my vote the same. I think the rest of the staff have said their piece.
Yeah. I was neutral leaning against, but I again went more permissive.
Makes sense. Okay. Any other comments about changes? Seeing none. Next up is Ludus. So this one, the initial result is 3 yes, 11 neutral, and 1 no.
Yeah, I changed over.
It changes from yes to neutral.
Any reasons why for all the neutral votes?
I think you guys can probably tell that I'm didn't quite, that I was probably looking for more of a smaller conductor group to start. So with Ludus, I didn't strongly feel like he would get on the conductor, or like, I'm having a hard time, but you know.
Well, I have to caution that we're not looking for a specific quota. We're again, the primary criteria is whether you think this person will genuinely help out with world edits, and also if they have world edit expertise.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of hard to. I mean, I don't have anything against him directly. I think he's a nice guy and all. I haven't seen him online all that much, so it's hard to make that determination.
So is it just mostly people haven't seen them in action?
Mostly for me, it's an activity thing. Any other? Dinty says, "Give me 1 second." I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet I made. Oh boy. um,
Okay, we
Okay.
can't stay on here too long. Oh, there it is.
yeah. Okay. So. Okay, so it looks like Ludus has signed in a little bit in June, but a bit less than some of the other activity that we've seen from some of these others. Although higher numbers in each month than Fred, and Fred was approved.
Dinty, is this strictly people logging in? It does not count how long they've been logged in? Yeah. So again, take this data with a fairly
Yeah, we got to be careful
large.
with it.
Yeah, be a very large heaping of salt, because for all we know, that a lot of these logins could be just them getting disconnected or just joining for very short periods of time. So
Right. Yeah. I see why that's there. Okay. All right. Seems like there's not a whole lot of other commentary.
no,
Or-
Fred, we're just
or vote
you just
changes.
mentioned you in some spreadsheets, so don't worry about it. Okay, next, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, Fred, I was trying to deal with the thing on Discord. So, okay. Looks like that's approved. Or no, or looks like that's certified, not fully approved. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up is Fresco. So this one is an interesting one. Oh, someone forgot to vote. Let's see if I can find who that was.
Remember, I screwed up and I put a did not vote here in my application.
Oh, right, and
But
then I
then
manually did it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, who else? Because I'm like, I see that it says. Okay, so this is 7 yes, 7 neutral, and 1 against.
I'm really curious about Simon's against vote. I'm going to have to ask him later. But I do have to concur with Dinty of what he said about Fresk. Yes, Fresk did have a warning maybe about 1 or 2 years ago, or 2 years ago. But I think he's probably one of the more improved people on the server.
The reason why I voted neutral is just simply because I don't talk to Fresk a lot.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I would actually, based on what Dinty said and what you have said, Frumple, I'm going to change to 4.
Okay, done. I'm also going to change, especially looking at just based on relooking at that, and also as a bonus point is that Fresk is in the European time zones, which is one of the regions that I know that we struggle with. Okay, and Polo also changing to a yes.
Yeah, while I'm not really keen on basing a vote on time zone with moderator, with conductor, I think it's more important because of the world edit thing. Although Frusk actually, I will add that Frusk actually stays up late, so he has more of like an American schedule kind of, but not
He's
that matters too
European.
much.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay. Any other comments? That changes to an 11-3-1 vote. Otherwise. Okay, hearing none. That is approved. Next up is Elite Neon. Another one where all of the admins are in.
And interesting, most neutral votes are from the mods.
Yeah. So this one right now is 7 yes and 8 neutral.
I'm curious about the neutral votes before I justify my 4 vote. I'm kind of curious.
Note he does have 7 right now, so someone changing to yes will swing the vote.
Yeah, it's a 1 swing.
Okay, I don't want to. I can go event first, but I was actually more curious about the neutral. Elite is elite. I think that's he has some quirks, but he is like, I guess, like Fred or some other ones, like one of the longest members on the server. Hasn't had any recent warnings, though his history has been checkered, to be fair. So take it what you will. I'm willing to give him a chance. So
I'll put him in the same category as London. So I think he can do the job. It's a simple job, so I think he has the heart to do it. So yeah, that's a flip to 4 if you didn't see me change it.
Okay, so that makes it 8-7. Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I would agree that, yeah, Elite certainly has, as we all do, we all have our own little antics and things. But I do think that Elite I mean, that was an incredibly strong conductor application. I mean, the stuff that he put in there, like I did actually read through, and I was certainly impressed by just the degree that that communicates a desire to serve the community, and that's a pretty big deal.
I completely forgot about his application. Yeah, it was definitely way more better written than all the other ones I've seen.
Yeah, Elite have one of the
Yeah.
best applications out of everybody.
Yeah. So I was probably going to vote for it anyway, regardless of his application.
Fair enough. Okay. Any other comments about changes? This is 870, so this would pass with no further changes. Going once. Going twice. That's approved. Oh yeah, most people, I'm guessing, are going to have that wrong. Right now we're up to 9 conductors. And there's... yeah, we're up to 9 conductors being promoted, and we still have a bunch more to go. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be keeping a lot of your money. Okay, next up. Fred, conductors are not staff. So Elite can continue to run trustee meetings for as long as he wants. All right. So this is LD Shadow Lord, which is the one that has one additional abstention on it. So this one is 9 votes yes and 5 votes neutral.
As a point of order, I'm not going to hold against LD something that happened in 2013 when some of the people on this server were in kindergarten.
Yeah. Skelly, I think almost all of us have, or like, I know I certainly have like mentally blocked out pretty
Yeah.
much everything that I have done before approximately junior year of high school. So
Yeah. That's fair. I was super on the fence about LD. I was right on the line between neutral and 4. Like atoms difference between neutral and 4. I actually think I'm going to change to 4 for this one.
okay, similar changes to a yes.
As I said, I did in the meeting chat, I do think the part about not responding in chat immediately is a legitimate concern, but I do think he'll be fine.
Okay. That is a yep. Elite actually has it right. So 10-4-0-2. Going once. Going twice. That is approved. The next conductor is Cody HM with an initial ballot of 4 yes, 8 neutral, and 3 no.
This is quite varied.
One thing is that Dinty is a no vote who is here. But yeah, this is definitely a much more split ballot.
Dinty, I'm expecting you're typing out a explanation. I guess I'll explain my 4 vote. Cody's been here for a while. I can consider him to be genuinely interested in helping others. But I can understand that there might be some people who have had not so great experiences with Cody, and I'm actually curious about hearing more about that. Though only Dinty's here, I did notice that I think Moj and who else voted against here?
The other no vote was Hut.
Yeah, Hut.
I concur with Dinty. I'm not completely sure on Cody's world edit knowledge, although I don't think that's serious enough for me to vote against.
I was neutral leaning no for this one.
I would say the same thing, neutral leaning no. but that's probably also colored by my past experiences with them. So I decided to give them the benefit of the doubt and vote neutral.
Yeah, as Zinti mentioned, I think he's got world edit knowledge, and I think he's got a good desire to help out. To me, it's more of the sociability, and can be a little difficult to work with. And also, like, I mean, now, any like conductors, this wouldn't be a thing, but I know that like anytime that we're trying to, like run around and go to various towns and things, that for whatever reason, that he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna like go the long way and actually run between them and whatnot. And I'm like, there's warp trains, right? um, which again, not the biggest concern, but definitely the kind of thing that I'm like, given that this is a social leadership position, I have concerns about that. Okay. Any other comments about changes? Going once. Going twice. All right, that is certified. DNA Master 10 is next. So this one is also a bit more of a split ballot. This one was 7 yes, 7 neutral, and 1 no. The 1 no was from Hut. Reread DNA's app here.
Yeah, I concur with Dinty. I guess maybe I'm curious about the neutral votes though, because it's like, is it because of they've only came back recently?
Mine
Yeah,
was
I think
more lack of direct knowledge, but based on what Dinty said, I'm willing to switch to 4.
Yeah, that's generally where I am too.
So
I
Soma
thought-
switches and Vicky switches. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on neutral. Even though I mean, I do agree with you guys that I think DNA has a lot of good world edit knowledge. Yeah, to me, I think it's that that he's like just come back fairly recently. So, haven't seen him around a whole lot, but it also might just be that we're missing each other. So,
Hold on,
Yeah.
Vicky. I think you're on the wrong row there. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
okay. So that is a 9-5-1. Okay, didn't see. Thanks. Well, and again, it could just be missing each other, so not a big deal. Not the kind of thing that I mean, at this point, he's going to go through anyway, so I'm not going to stand here and block it by any means. But okay, so that is a 9-5-1 vote. So that's going to be a yes, unless anyone has any last second comments. Going once. Going twice. On to number 18, Foot Chicken. The admins voted exactly the same way. So Foot Chicken's statistics are 6 yes and 9 neutral. And Elite is having issues again. Okay, so 6 yes, 9 neutral. Any comments from anybody?
I think he's capable. Yeah.
I still have that spreadsheet open, or did I close it? Closed it. Can I do this? Yes. Okay. had a lot of logins. So
Would any of the neutrals care to comment? They're here.
Well, Pretzel wants to comment, but he's not on staff.
I mean, can't vote. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna switch to a yes. I think just again looking over the app again and just after seeing him on a little bit more over the last week, I think I would agree. Definitely capable. Needon, we are currently voting on foot, and with a vote change, it is 7-8-0-1. So it is in a swing position now.
Yeah, we've
So if
You're
you
gonna
don't feel
change-
strongly
okay.
enough about it, don't feel like you need to switch.
Yeah,
so.
don't change unless you feel like you actually want to. But
It looks like Neenan's changing to 4.
yeah, Needon, that is a vote change. So you want to? Are you sure? Because you did vote neutral originally. So we can. Okay. All right. We can change. We'll change Needon to a 4 then.
Oh, is the auth service down now?
Oh no.
Perfect timing.
Well, you
More-
could still watch the meeting on Rumple TV
Yay!
and MBS.
Oh, don't watch MBS. No, screw them.
Do watch MBS.
Watch both at the same time on separate windows.
Wait, Kitty's not on. Oh no, yes, he's just in spectators at the bottom of the list. Okay. All right. So Foot Chicken. Unless there are any other comments or vote changes, that's going to be approved. Going once. Going twice. Foot Chicken approved. Next up is Radiant Ranger 26. This one is 2 yes, 11 neutral, and 2 no. The no votes coming from Protocol and Simon. And the yes votes coming from AP and Needon.
I have to say my interactions with Radiant have been mixed. I don't know about his maturity. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at too.
Either way, it does look like a largely no.
Yeah, I mean, given that pretty much all of the votes other than neutral aren't here, except for Needon. Unless anyone has strong feelings of switching away from neutral, I think it's probably going to be a no. Yeah, Radiant, and that's definitely fair that they would probably have more of an opinion away from neutral. So okay.
I don't know if Dinty's hearing, but I think the difference between, say, Radiant and Fresk is Fresk. I've seen definite improvements since back then. With Radiant, I'm still seeing some, I don't know, not so great behavior. If that makes sense. It's not warning worthy, but it's just not.
Okay. Any other? Yeah, see that there's basically no other stuff. I think we'll call that certified then. Okay. Next up is Alpha DS. With an initial ballot of 3 yes, 11 neutral, and 1 no. No vote coming from Hut. Yes votes coming from Misa, Needon, and Vicky.
Any comments from the neutral voters? Or sorry, the four voters?
Eden says, I've had nothing but good experiences.
Okay. Vicky? Vicky, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, no, I'm just worried. You voted for. I just want.
I just generally think Alpha's capable. Not very strongly enough to vouch that much, but I mean strongly enough to vote for him.
For me, and I don't know for others, I haven't seen Alpha on that much, so I'm not sure if I can really evaluate based on that.
Yeah, kind of a similar position. Okay. Any other comments or vote changes? Hearing none, we shall move on. That'll be a no. Hearing none, we move on to Fork. So Fork's ballot came in at 1 yes, 9 neutral, and 5 no. The 1 yes coming from AP.
Sounds like people have strong opinions against, so
Yeah. Pull your pull the app up here. So this was for me, I think there's a few things. One is I know like his maturity has improved quite a bit over the last little bit. I would have had pretty strong concerns about that, you know, 6 months ago or whatever, or a year if this was introduced. So I think that has improved. However, I do still have, I don't know. I just haven't had a whole lot of experience doing stuff with Fork that leads me to feel like a leadership position, like that he's mature enough to handle a leadership position. I don't know exactly. I just kind of get that feeling from when I've done stuff with him. The other thing that is a little, again, I know that we're not, attributing 100% of our weighting, but I do attribute a small amount of weight to it, is his conductor application was a lot shorter than some of these other ones. Didn't have a whole lot of meat in it other than, yeah, I'm friends with Frog. So it's kind of where I'm coming from. I was more on the like no, could convince to switch over to neutral, but I don't think I'm in a position where I would feel comfortable supporting him right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm generally in the same boat. Sorry.
And there goes Sinner. Okay.
There goes Sinra. Needon, you voted neutral. Oh, Needon, Needon, you voted yes on. Yeah, Needon, you voted yes on Lego, and a neutral on Fork, who we're currently considering. Okay. Any other comments or things that people want to bring up? Otherwise, we'll certify this as not promoted. Okay, hearing none. And the last candidate is Tonster. And Tonster had a vote of 4 yes and 11 neutral. And 1 did not vote. So the yes votes this time were coming from Protocol, Misa, Needon, and Vicky. Neutrals coming from everybody else.
I haven't interacted with Tonster enough to make a judgment, basically.
I'm similar.
I've interacted some with them, just because waking up early. They seem very capable. They seem, yeah, very capable with world edit. They're on an Asian time zone, I believe, which, as we said with Bresk earlier, voting for time zones, I definitely think is good. Yeah, that's most of what I have to say.
Okay.
Fork, to answer your question, no, because you were denied at this one, the next GSM that you can apply it is October.
Actually, I felt like Tonster was not exactly the most mature. Like he's been involved in much of the same stuff, but maybe my opinion's colored from interactions a year ago or so.
Can you give examples, maybe, Skylar?
Like, some of the inappropriate jokes that were like from like Dark Cubed 2, or like inappropriate sexual jokes. Like, I think that's kind of banal. The main reason why I voted neutral on Tonster was because I wasn't super confident on whether he'd help out or not.
Okay, good to know.
Hey, Hut is changing his vote on Tonster to 4.
I'm keeping my vote neutral, I think.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Any other comments or vote changes? That is a 5-10-0, so that will not pass. Okay. Hearing nothing, then we're going to call that done. So that is 12 out of the 21. AP is going to change his vote on Tonster to yes, but that doesn't change the outcome there. So 12 out of 21, so that is a majority of conductor applicants who are successful. So congratulations to everyone. Again, we'll probably start doing some promotions in Discord and or in game at some point soon.
Didn't
a lot
he-
of you, yeah, a lot of conductors, you have your Discord roles already. So
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Were you the one who were going to ping in the notifications or not?
Okay.
Anyway, while you guys are figuring that out, but yeah, that's it for the conductors. In case anyone is wondering about the Chief Ball Sportsbook guesses, literally all of you lost. Because no one bet on 12. Everyone bet on other numbers. So unless you're London, who no, you made a bet. You
Chief, did
you already
anyone
paid me.
Chief, did anyone vote on numbers higher than 12? I'm curious.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Fwiz bet on 14, and Sil vote on 16, or bet on 16. But the number that received the most bets was 7. So, okay. All right. Well, congratulations. Congratulations to our new conductors. Again, we will get yeah, we'll go ahead and continue to get stuff set up for you guys in the background. Dingy, go ahead. That's fine. And I think we're good to go ahead and move on to the rest of the meeting. So hopefully this will be fairly quick remainder of the meeting. So 5A. And London, if you would like to speak, you can hit your request button if that would help. London, yeah, you are in here. And Dingy, somehow you made yourself not a speaker again. you ran back away to the audience, but whatever, not that important. Okay.
Either we can speak or we can summarize it for you. I think it's pretty much removing.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Okay.
Hi, London.
Hello. Right. So 5A. Do you want me to explain or?
Let's give us a summary.
Okay. So basically, obviously, if anyone has read the proposal, in the past, I think nearly probably 6 months now, 7 months, we've had a lot of emojis gone like missing or been hidden because of the Nitro boost, like server boosting, and it does give us a bit of an opportunity to find out which emojis are still being used like widely across the MRT and whether there are emojis that aren't being used. So I created obviously a document. I did speak obviously very thanks obviously to Frumple to bring up all the emojis obviously of ones obviously that's currently in the listings. I don't know what emojis we're going to keep and what we're not going to what we're going to get rid of, but I have seen that Premier City flags have been the least used in total out of the whole like emojis because I've hardly seen any at all across all the channels. If anyone's got to ask me any questions, then do so.
So is it just the premier emojis? Like, are there any other ones that we'd consider removing? Or?
I think from what I've seen, there's not been a lot of. I mean, emojis haven't been used obviously a lot in the last like few years. I know I don't know when we started introducing them, but I know that there has been a lot of emojis I have seen on the list in the listings, which haven't been used like for. I think there's been we've only didn't we only introduce the yeah, we only did the ranks ones earlier. So yeah, I think it's just Premier Cities we haven't used a lot. Because all the other ones I have seen have been used quite a fair bit.
The emojis have been added. The other ones that were added just by request, honestly. Like, if people really want an emoji, then they can ask nearing admin and they can do it. If it's relevant to the server. So
of course, I don't mind obviously if we do obviously keep all the all the emojis we've got currently. It's just that I thought I'd bring this topic to attention because we've got a lot that aren't obviously being used a lot in the channels. So I thought,
Why,
I
why are
can't
people reacting to Dinty's post with the Aquila and Takahashi flag? Y'all are strange.
I can't tell. So, how many emotes do we have actually? Because I cannot tell since I'm a mod and not an admin.
There was
Uh,
a series of
go ahead.
images, but I don't know. We can link to them. It was in general chat somewhere.
No, I mean how many? Like how many? You can probably check if you go into server settings. It will tell you you have X amount of emotes.
Yeah, so if we have 100 slots, there are 41 slots available. That means we're using
59.
All right, so
59.
even if we lost boost, we'd still have 9 slots left. So
Yeah, but again, this is because we're on
level
Super Boost
1.
level 1. But in the last few months, we haven't been able to. It's been a struggle to maintain that. So assuming that if we assume that that's not maintained, having less than 50 emoji might be beneficial for us as a normal, I guess. So I guess the question is, are people okay with removing the premium emojis at the very least?
Yeah,
given that we're probably
I don't. Sorry, I don't feel strongly for or against.
I don't have a problem with removing the premier emotes.
Like, I use Larkspur sometimes if I make like a media announcement related to it. But I have Nitro and I have the flag on my personal Discord, so I'll literally just use that.
Again, the motivation for this is to replace those premium emojis with things that are actually being used. So,
yeah, I mean, I would say between those and or hopefully we can get some stickers. Then that could kind of make it a little bit more fun.
The whole point of this proposal is mainly to obviously see if we could, get to a reasonable level. Because obviously you can add stickers now, can't we? So, eventually we might have community submissions come in. They'll put loads of stickers on them, and we'll use those more, and all that possibly.
Yeah, we just need the stickers to get drawn.
Yeah, someone has to make them. That's the thing, and what subject they're going to be. Like, what are they going to be?
Yeah,
I'm starting to get a sense that most people don't care. So
I think it's that most people don't care. Premium emojis can go.
Yeah,
those are I think that's fine.
Okay, so
okay,
I'll go do that right now, and you can carry on with the meeting.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Done. Thanks, London. Okay, next up is the only road on the list, which is the B683 from the A66 to Himiko.
68, by the way.
Thank you. Any thoughts on this? This looks fine to me.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a short run.
Okay. Any objections? Going once. Going twice. Approved. Approved. Right. Yeah. Okay, you got this, Vicky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the minutes person.
Yep, you are. All right. Next up is Events: The Amazing Race 12 by Yoshi. Does anyone have any possible objections to this? Because I'm like, this is exactly what is proposed in previous ones. I'm super excited to see it happening again.
I'm going to refrain comment because I have reasons. I will say, though, that I had to ask Yoshi and also the next event, the Kahoot, to give me a survey because that was not included in the original proposal. So just a reminder, if you're proposing events, make sure to include that in your proposal.
Yeah. Hearing no objections, going once for full funding. Going twice. Approved. Post GSM Kahoot by the All-Render MC and Worski. So this is a newer event.
Well, it sounds like a good event, and I support anniversary events, so yeah. And people signed up, so
This is happening right after this event, this meeting? Is that?
yep.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
The funding layout seems a little bit complicated, is my only issue.
I would counter that with the prizes per player are pretty small. So I don't think it's a big concern. Yeah, I think we're I'm happy to approve this.
What's the maximum prize that can be made from this? I'm just trying to think here.
It's $100 plus. It says $100 plus $30 for each person who joins.
Completes more than 75. Okay.
So basically, if they get 10 people to join, then the winner gets $400.
Actually, I should have noticed this earlier. Just a very quick correction, although the all-rounder's not here. We do not generally pay Pete, the event organizer, directly. The event organizer has to, after the event, go tell the admins what the prize amounts are, and the admins will run the commands to pay directly into the prize winners.
Yeah, I think that
Correct.
should be
That's-
directed toward the all-rounder, maybe, because that sounds like, or maybe Worski too. I don't know if there was a misunderstanding of how events
Yeah, I mean, I think that would just be the thing of just to know for everybody involved that part I think we would ignore and proceed with standard distribution methods. But with regards to the funding and the event in general, I'm fine with it as is.
Okay, any other objections to this or other comments?
Going once. Going twice. Approved in full. MGA 10th anniversary tournament by London. This looks very much in line with previous funding events. I'm fine with this.
By the way, London, your original proposal just said an anniversary tournament, but I added the 10th because there was a 9th, 10th anniversary tournament with the same name. So I just want to make sure that this is distinct from that one in the event funding doc. But yeah.
But otherwise, I think that's just a semantic thing. Okay. Yeah, Worski. Yes. So we've approved it, but just remember that you need to email the admins after the event is done, and then the admins we will pay out to everybody directly. So. Okay, London. Cool. Yeah, this all sounds good to me. So I'm happy to approve.
Okay, cool.
All right. Approved. And the last one is me. Of course, I closed the form, so I will pull up the form again. So last one is looking at the AdMod 6 submissions. And for those who didn't know, part of the plan is the reason that we vandalized the roof here is also because this AdMod building that we're doing the GSM on is going to be going away very, very soon. And there was a little bit of a contest among the staff to build a new AdMod building. This will be our 6th AdMod building in the history of the server. We certainly had a bunch of good ones. I've built like 3 of them. So yeah, this will be our 3rd one actually on the new world. So there were 4 submissions, and staff. When I did the form, I specifically set up the form so that each submission was given a Greek letter, and I removed the name of the person who built it, and then the staff were presented with them in random order. So, and it is supposedly an instant runoff vote. However, it is very clear of what the winner is going to be. We don't even need to go to the second round. So I'm just going to start putting numbers in into the result into the minutes document here because I've got them up. So Frumple's building, which was given the Greek letter theta, that received 2 first choice votes, 4 second choice votes, 6 third choice votes, and 3 fourth choice votes. Submission Delta that Vicky made, that one received 2 first choice votes, 4 second choice votes, 2 third choice votes, and 7 fourth choice votes. Submission Sigma by Mojang received 10 first choice votes, 3 second choice votes, and 2 third choice votes. And then submission Omega by I7D received 1 first choice vote, 4 second choice votes, 5 third choice votes, and the remaining 5 fourth choice votes. So since submission Sigma by Mojang won an absolute majority of votes in the first round, then it immediately becomes our winner. So congratulations to Mojang for building the winning AdMod building submission. So over the probably later tonight, we will be saying goodbye to AdMod 5 and putting in the new AdMod 6.
I don't know if Moj has. Yeah, congrats to Moj. I don't know if he has any specific way he wants to paste it in, so maybe we should wait for him to be on to do it.
Yeah,
Maybe he
that's
wants
why
to
I
do it
say.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, so I say it may happen tonight, may happen later, but at some point in the next few days.
So you can say that Mojangitis has infected the staff. Truly.
Yeah, this is probably about right. Which is fine. I didn't plan on using my. I'll use my rejected choice for something at some point. Probably.
Yeah. If anyone wants to see what the new building is going to look like, you can TP to me now, and I'm inside of it in the staff world.
Well,
Chief
actually,
Buzzx has teleportation disabled.
I'm curious. Which one did I make
You-
my first choice?
You can now try again. There you go. Skelly, I can pull your form. Let's see here. Individual. Need to find yours. Skelly, your first choice was submission Omega by 70.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Actually, I think what happened was that my opinion on Moja's building soured a little bit over time. Although I thought maybe it was too not tall enough. Maybe I don't remember at this point.
Okay. All right. That's it for the meeting. So it seems that a bunch of conductors are already starting to give world edits, which, since you're not staff, you're free to do, but you're certainly not required to do so right away. Conductors, I believe we have all your. Yeah, I believe that the permissions are set up for you, but please let us know if there's something missing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And please don't try to crash the server right on the first day.
Yeah,
I've
please.
already dealt with several crashes in the past week, so please.
Yeah. Okay, but if anyone wants to see the new AdMob building of what we will be using, you can go and TP to me at any time for the next couple minutes. Otherwise, if anyone has any questions, yeah, for those of you who made bets, pay up. Yeah. But then I gotta mark who is paying me. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and post it in the meeting live channel. And we can answer them as best we can. Then we'll go from there.
Speaking of conductor permissions, they now have the ability to read our very, very productive chat messages in the conductor channel on Discord.
Ah, yes. Conductors, enjoy your time in the conductor lounge. That. Yeah. Are conductors taxi services? No.
No silly questions, please. First, let's serious questions first.
Serious questions only, please. And then maybe silly questions if you're nice about it. Maybe. Yeah, if you applied for conductor and were not successful, then you may apply again for the October GSM.
Yeah, but we are. If you haven't applied at all, you can still apply for the August GSM. So please get those submissions. Again, those cut off a week before the meeting. So
yeah. So so if you are considering applying, I just wrote this on my whiteboard. You're in luck because it's a Sunday cycle and it's as late as it can be. So you have until August 7th to apply for conductor for consideration at the August meeting. And Fred, yes, I will post the limits in the conductors channel and pin it just so you guys have it.
Oh, also, I will be absent for the ISM. Just want to make sure. So somebody else will have to do the minutes.
okay, thanks, Vicky.
Okay.
I'll probably do it.
Yeah, I'll probably be here for it. Also, reminder that TAR 12 applications are still open. So if you want to apply for the Amazing Race 12, please do so in the events channel. For those of you who are reasonably new to the server, as in those of you who have joined in the last 2 years, I would highly encourage you to apply. The Amazing Race is one of the biggest and most well-produced events that has ever happened on the server, and it is a really, really good chance to learn a lot of the towns and railway systems and such. Like, you want a fast way to learn your way around, play the Amazing Race. So I would highly encourage anyone who is available on August 13th to file the interest form with Yoshi and participate.
To answer London's question, yeah, mod noms, there are no changes to the process. They are still open for people to submit nominations if they'd like. There was some discussion about how conductors will affect, whether we're going to keep getting nominations or not, or what's the incentive for people to be mods. Those are questions. I think we just need to just run this for a few months and see what happens. We will review the conductor rank. I think we said 6 months, Chief. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think just later, at some point later this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is Kahoot after this, so if you want to join in that, go talk to Worski about that.
Yep. But seeing that that's basically it for the actual activity, the questions, we'll be sticking around in general for a little bit. So if you have any other questions, feel free to stick around in general and ask. Join events for the Kahoot game. Otherwise, I believe that's it for the meeting. Thanks all for coming. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for joining our live coverage of the General Staff meeting on MBS. To recap, 12 out of the 21 candidates for conductor were promoted, and the other big news from today's GSM is that the AdMod building is being replaced. The current building was built by Castle in 2017 and is being replaced by a building built by Mojang. That building won a vote within the staff by a considerable margin against other buildings built by Frumple, Vikitori, and I-7D. It's almost time for me to send it out for this broadcast, but first I would like to perform my first world edit as a conductor on stream. And there we have it. This has been the GSM on MBS. Join us soon on the 17th for the MRT Vision special celebrating 10 screenshot contests. And of course, join us on August 13th for the Amazing Race 12. From MBS News in Central City, I'm Kitty Catwoman 231, and this has been the General Staff Meeting on MBS.